Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Nesto. So I've been working on Taskrabbit. I've been doing a lot of painting jobs. So right now my rate is $40 an hour for painting tasks. I get paid $40 an hour. The customer gets charged around $47 an hour. And I've been for the last couple of weeks I've been pretty busy getting a lot of those. And I just wanted to show you, like today I painted a den, like a little living area. It took me from 10 to 3, so it's 5 hours. So 5 times 4, I made $200, and then they gave me like almost a $50 tip. So I ended up like making around 250, somewhere around there, for 5 hours. So I just wanted to show you guys, for 5 hours 250, it's not bad. And I'll show you that everything I had to like fit in a bag. And let's just go through it, and maybe you could pick up some things that you might need. So this is all I needed today to make $250 in 5 hours. So you need a step ladder to be able to reach the ceiling, a cheap broom pole to make your life easier, to get I usually like brush the top and roll on the paint on the bottom with that stick, and then the center I do it just without the stick. And then I have this big bag. I don't know where I got it from. I think my sister had it at some point, and I like it because it fits everything I need. So it's from Panera. It's like a catering bag. And let me just show you what I have in here. So this is a really old fan. Like I think somebody gave it to me or something. So you need that, not just because it gets hot in there when you're trying to paint, but also because it helps dry in between coats. So I just put it on there and let it go. And let's see what else we got. So this is all the stuff from today. This is the paint from today. I put everything in a plastic bag, and then I bring it home, and then I wash it when I get some time. It's usually at the end of the week. So there you see this cup thingy. I bought this from the dollar store, so you don't need I have a one from Home Depot that was like $8, but this one from the dollar store is like, in my opinion, better. I got the paintbrush, the roller. Yeah, but it was 2 different colors I painted today, so this is just like all the paint. So this is one of the drop cloths I used today. The other ones I threw away, but you do need drop cloths. And I like these plastic ones. I have some canvas ones, but in the past, like, I've had paint like seep through the canvas and stain the floor. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna, what's the point of going through all that if I'm gonna have it leak through? So I use these. I think this one costs like $5, and it's a 3-pack. But I know at Lowe's they have some for a 5-pack for $5, and at the dollar store you could get them too for $1 each. So you also need a towel to wipe yourself off. This is for you, just because it gets super hot, and then like sometimes you have to go talk to the client, and you don't want to like walk up to them all like sweating bullets and stuff. And this thing's a mess right now because like I told you, I've been working a lot of painting jobs this week and last week, so I haven't like sorted anything. Last week I painted a whole condo, so I needed like a bunch of different rollers, a bunch of different brushes, a bunch of different trays. But you need this mallet to close paint cans after you're done. You don't want to leave them all sloppy for the client. Again, I got this at the dollar store, and it works just fine. I would just say either put a rag or a napkin above the can before you close it, so it doesn't splatter everywhere. So this is just another roller, a bunch of paint mixers. These are good. Usually if like they bought the paint the same day, you don't even really need to mix it. You just mix it up with your hands, real quick. Just give it a shake. But if the paint's been sitting for a long time, then you do need that. Or you could get one of these and stick it on a drill. I had to use this last week. See, I had napkins in here. Obviously these like blue shop rags, but actually I ran out today when I was at the job. I got these little rollers because when I started this, like I would just buy like the Home Depot you know, like the already packaged thing that comes with a tray and brushes and rollers. So I have those. I think I used them like once or twice, but you know, I don't really see why you would need them. I guess you could like paint with a brush, you know, if you're doing like the cut in on the top of the wall, and then if you don't want to leave that brush mark, have one of these handy, and you know, it could smooth it out. But yeah, see, I have more brushes, and I usually just get the better quality ones from Home Depot, but I do have some I do have a really nice like 3-inch Purdy knife. I think that's the one I used over here, and like that's my favorite one. It was more expensive, but you know, if you're just getting started, there's no need to spend more than what you think. This heat gun, I didn't use it today. I bought it from Harbor Freight, but I use this when I fix drywalls and I have to patch it or something. Like if I have to put this stuff on it to fill nail holes or something bigger than a nail hole, then I use the heat gun to cure it faster. You need one of these, you know, box cutter. You just always need that for something, you know. Like sometimes this drop cloths, they're too big, so you just slice off a piece that you need. Or these rollers are from that little brush. This one I bought, but I haven't used it. It's supposed to like snap on a paint can, and easy to pour, but I haven't used it. I bought another one from Home Depot. It's somewhere in the garage, and it's just like a little yellow lip that clicks onto the lid, and that one I've used a lot more than this one. But usually I just pour it, and then I just wipe it with a napkin. So because you also don't want to leave them, the client, like really messy paint cans, you know, so you want to try to do your best to clean up the drips and stuff. You need paint, painter's tape. I got a roll of plastic bags. You know, like I said, I just put my stuff in a plastic bag and I take it home, and then I wash it at some point. I guess you could technically wash it at the client's house, but I'm not comfortable with that, especially when I'm getting paid by the hour. You need a sanding block for when you do apply that drywall paste on holes and stuff like that, just to sand it down. You would think you wouldn't need this because there's nothing flying around, but if you're painting a ceiling, like I did last week when I painted that condo, you know, like the roller's above your head, and sometimes a paint drop will like fall right into your eyeball. This one, I don't remember the last time I used it, but you know, if you get paint somewhere and you don't realize it, and you know, you want to be able to take it off. This is to clean brushes, and it does an alright job, you know. But mostly you just need elbow grease when you're cleaning your brush, you know. You just gotta take your time with it. This one I also use to clean my brushes. Here I have an extra sanding sponge. Again, like I bought these from the dollar store. I have some from like Home Depot, but they wore out, and then when I went to the dollar store at some point, I was like, you know, this is all I need to fill. When you fill a nail hole with that paste, you don't need like the best sanding sponge in the world. And then the rest is just garbage and litter and stuff like that. Yeah, you also need these weren't in my bag, they were in my car, but something to open paint cans with, and a screwdriver so you could take off all the face plates and all that stuff. And I have this 5-in-1 tool. You know, it's got like the little bit for the screwdriver that goes in here, and then you can take stuff out. You know, I thought I was gonna use this a lot, but one of these like these are way easier to open paint cans with than this thing. You're supposed to like use this edge over here to open a paint can. This one I've used it mostly for scraping. You know, when you have a nail hole, it kind of dimples out or something, you just kind of scrape off the excess, and then, you know, using this end, kind of just like dent it in a little bit, and then you could use that paint. You could use that drywall paste to fill it in, and it's kind of level out, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And also honorable mention, some latex gloves in case you don't want to get too messy. Usually I try to use them. I'll start off with them, but eventually, I usually lose them and I don't put them back on. My hands get full of paint anyway. Like see this, like this is me. I had a painting job today. This is me after I washed up before I made this video. But yeah, that's it, guys. You don't need a lot to paint a house. Just basic equipment: tray, plastics, brushes, rollers, a step ladder, that broomstick, and like I said, like my rate right now is $40 an hour. I get paid. The customer gets charged $47, and I think there's room for me to go up for sure. I just I wanted to stay busy, and I'm not too sure how much room I have in the painting category to go up in price. But definitely sign up for Taskrabbit and check it out yourself, or you could even just put ad on Craigslist or somewhere, word of mouth, let people know that you do painting, and you could start painting. Really what it takes is for you to be patient. If you try to hurry too much, you're gonna do a sloppy job, and nobody's gonna want to hire you again. And there's a whole debate about whether you should tape everything first, and or some people freehand everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I usually freehand it. I don't tape too much. I will say, make sure you take off all the face plates on all the lights and switches, because then if you get paint on those, it doesn't look good. And if you take the step to take them all off, it looks professional. I've had also vent covers. Like I've had clients tell me, like, they walk in on me and I've taken all the face plates out and the vents out, and they're like, oh yeah, oh okay, cool, that's great. Yeah, my sister told me that a good painter if they take all the stings off. I was like, all right, cool. Well, I guess I'm a good painter. But that's it, guys. Whatever you gotta do, just take your time and pay attention to detail. Make sure the baseboards don't get all dripped in with paint. I usually just keep a rag in my pocket, and any drops that I spill or anything like that, I wipe it off. If how I tell you, I freehand everything. If I notice that I went too, I messed up, I'll usually like clean like that whole area and then just redo it again. But it's usually pretty straight, usually pretty fine. I have nothing but great reviews in the painting category, so I can't complain, or you can't complain about me. But if you feel that you need the tape, then go ahead and tape. The problem with tape is, for me, sometimes I put tape and I go about my business, and then at the end when I take all the paint off, when I take all the tape off, some of the paint bled through the tape, and then it leaves you like a little mark, and it's like, what's the point of me taking all the time to tape everything up if it ends up bleeding through anyway. But in some cases I have used painter's tape. I painted like a half wall the other month or the other week. It's when you only paint half the wall, basically. You split the wall in half, and you only paint the bottom part. And for that one I used paint, and I had to like make sure that it was completely on there, so that it wouldn't bleed through, and it wouldn't look bad, because it was super noticeable, because it was the living room, and it's like at eye level, so it had to be like super straight. I ended up like using my laser level to shoot the laser across the room, and then use that as the guide to put the painter's tape down. And but it came out super awesome. The guy was like super happy about it. But other than that, like the walls have edges, like I just kind of guide myself by that. I don't, maybe some people have a steadier hand or something, I don't know. But yeah, but that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I'll keep making videos like about things about what tools you need when you do certain tasks. I'll do one about IKEA, what kind of tools you need for IKEA assembly. At some point I'll show you what tools I use for all the minor home repair, which is a lot of different tools. And that's it, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.